So we're getting closer and closer to where we need to be, though. That's for certain. What the hell is up here? I don't want the game to kick me away, though. Nothing over there. Let's see. Must be something else that I'm missing.
I found quite a number of movies mentioned.
God damn, my Siri just randomly turned on. I've got no idea why. I think she said she thinks I said, "Hey Siri," and now she's gonna turn on again, isn't she? Alright. There's got to be something in here. Why else would there be a door? Nothing. Really? There's got to be something that I'm not seeing. Come on, Sherlock. Nope. Absolutely nothing here. Okay. What about this room? Oh, here we go.
This is the cabin for the mine's secure. This box must be the safe. Let's open it.
Jeez, this mission's got a lot of this stuff going on. Alright. Well, it seems like it's pretty easy. You just start out from the outside and then you just keep on going in. You keep making the lines join up and you're there. Probably could have gone the other way, but anyway. There we go. And that works. They're a bit simple, those locks. But anyway, if they were too hard, I'd probably be complaining all the time.
The Mexican company Caracao and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information. Perhaps Mycroft could help.
Alright, so I guess we're going back to our house. Security instructions. If you want to read them, you definitely can. I won't. But we can go ahead and deduct another thing. So, let's see. Mexicans versus Chileans. That's new. No. Okay. Okay. Alright. We could have deduced that. Didn't know that was a new one. So, Robinson's motive. The loss of the prototype would bring a lot of easy money to Mr. Robinson, thanks to the insurance and multiple fraudulent exclusive contracts. And Robinson is a victim. The loss of the machine is a disaster for Mr. Robinson. Even though he planned this fraud, he has lost far more than he could gain. The insurance will not cover the total cost of the prototype. Well, either way, he tried to screw people over, so we're going to try to get him in jail. Alright, that doesn't really help us out, though, in terms of the long run, I guess. See what Mycroft's got to say. So I think what we need to do now is go to our house. I'm sure there's a few things that I'd be missing over here in this mine, though, but it's just so open and expansive that I really wouldn't have a clue where to start looking. That's where we can go. Can I go? No, okay. So let's go to... Maybe I do need a bit. Wait, let's have a look. Go back over here. Wait. Tasks. Use the telegraph to discover more about the WEA company. Okay. And examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station located... Okay. Between Chesterfield and Evesham. Alright, so this station, which is just randomly called station. Because I don't think we've been there. And I was going to say, that's new. I haven't really seen that. I'm really liking these loading screens. I've got to say, they've done a really good job at making this game. Frogware Interactive, I think they're called. The guys that made this. Very, very good game. And it looks mighty good as well on the Xbox 360. For a console that's what, like 10 years old now? Maybe not 10, but almost 10. It looks really, really good. Alright, so we're in Doncaster now, somewhere where we haven't been before. There's another one of those little trains almost. So open the door and see what lies behind. Oh. Hopefully that
A
Guy's
funny
not getting his
character.
gun.
He looks anxious.
He definitely is very anxious. Hopefully he didn't bring his gun with him or something.
This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
It's obviously tobacco. What can I move over here? These leaves, mint leaves. Alright. Like a spaceship almost. We'll just have to align everything together first off. I'll do that. That's good enough. So, where can I move these mint leaves? In what direction? Left or right, it seems like. Okay. What if I turn this upside down? Okay. This might work as well. No, I think the other way works much better though. What else can we move? Cigar smoke. Which way do I move that? And what is that? Okay, I can see how I can move the smoke down. Because that fills that out, right? Something like so. Whereas the mint leaves, I don't really see what they do. Alright, they do the bottom. Okay. Uh-huh. So I think we are right on the right track here. There we go. Is that not good enough for him? It should be. Oh, come on. That's got to complete it. If I do that then. Really? It's a Mexican hat. That much I can tell you. Yeah, it's definitely the right way. Finally.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Turret, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
Alright, so we found our rich folk. That was kind of annoying, though. Like, it's really finicky. Anyways, we got there in the end.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
And a note.
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster station.
Okay. What else is there for me to look at? Anything else around here? Or is that it? I think that's it. Alright. Can't look at that map there. No. Alright. Oh. Okay. Nothing there on the ground. Right. I'm assuming that's it. Oh, no.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
There we go. That's it. For that, at least. Alright. So we're finding more and more out over here. Check this chest. Nothing in there. Nothing in the fireplace. None of these maps seem to have what we'd want. This is to get to the outside.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Well, if you say that, Holmes, it definitely is then. I know that for certain. I'm assuming that Watson's going to be the poor sucker coming in here, though. I'm not quite sure how we get into the flooded area. How do you say we do that? What about we check some of these red things out? No?
What should we do next?
Well, I'm going into the flooded area. Definitely doesn't seem to be working. Maybe am I able to like bring something with me? Evidence. There is a large... Okay, that's a dialogue. What's over here? Let's talk to this guy. Oh, that's the station master.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
What would that be, mate? Wonder what he knows about it. It's got melancholy. No doubt there's always something about their clothes as well. Surprisingly, not this time, though. Got a ring mark. Okay. Might have taken it off because of the water. Wouldn't be surprised if this guy's got something to do with it. A missing button. And no watch, I think, is what he wants to say. What else there is? No? I swear it says no watch hidden away. What else could it be? It's definitely got to be no watch. I'm not quite sure how we get there. Don't want to skip it just yet, even though the game is letting us. And it's good that they do let you skip if you're having too much trouble, though. Oh, what could it be? What if I skip it? No watch. Yeah, I knew it was no watch, but... Oh, no watch on the... Ah, okay. The right button. Right. Or left pocket for him. Right. That makes sense, then. That's not getting his wrists. Okay, that's not too bad. We would have gotten that. It just takes too much time. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, let's go talk to him.
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph, just the same as all the other nights.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Something doesn't seem to add up.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake. Watson, it seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who flared our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
Definitely. What does this do? Jeez, there's a lot of character portraits that we've already done. Still a lot that we need to do, though. I want to go ahead and check this area out now. Inspect the beach. That's what I'm doing. Unless you tell me we've already done that. It doesn't say completed, but... Jeez, there's a heck of a lot of tasks going on there. Damn it. We actually need to travel to the beach. But I think before we go do that, let's go try to find that other guy. Who's hiding away somewhere. If we can actually run up here. Where is he? In the meeting hall? I'd assume so.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
Alright. Definitely a rather sus character. Have a look at his seedy moustache. Jeez, I'd definitely like to zoom right in on that. Got wrinkles. Okay. Smart clothes. Strong build. Okay, I wouldn't have judged that, but okay. Martial arts. Jeez, Sherlock. You and your skills, mate. Anything else that we can see? Let's see. Oh, the cigar. Okay. Expensive cigar.
Chile? But you are Mexican.
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Because of your cigars.
Sí, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Pero not your business.
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros. Where did you arrive yesterday? They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
Not a very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he has been here for several days.
Yes. So, what exactly are we going to do about that? We're going to sit here and sulk, aren't we? Seems like he's well and truly disappeared, though. Alright, so what we'll do is let's go to the map and go to the beach. There we go. Yeah, another new place. Geez, this whole chapter, rather large, that's for certain. So a lot of things to do. A lot of people to chat to as well. But we are cruising through. I'm really enjoying it as well. Hope you guys are too. It's a very storyline driven game. Well, that's really all it is. Probably one of the most storyline driven games there is.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest. These traces were made by a carriage. Look.
Alright, do we measure them out? We do indeed.
The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet, 7 inches.
So this is where the actual train left, I think.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep.
So this is the actual train.
The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
Well, there you go. Doesn't really give us anything to work with, though. Let's come up over here. Check this out.
An abandoned gypsy caravan.
Alright, you definitely know something's going to happen with this music.
This place was abandoned fairly recently.
Some clothes as well.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped. The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Probably. This is going to be like a major clue, this one, though. Las Zaras. Or
A
Zarpas.
label with the name Las Zarpas.
Okay. That gives us something to work with. Search archives. Okay, we'll go do that. Nothing to do with these boats. Just means that the dam flooded. Okay. What about these little outhouses? Anything to do with them? Nope. Alright, so onto our horse we go. Check out our archives. Alright, so newspapers. Let's see. And you can...
My search
Okay.
should be focused upon the name Las Zarpas.
Art and architecture. Wait, okay, we should be looking at newspapers, not encyclopedias. Okay.
My
I thought it could have been
search should
stolen.
be focused upon
It's
the
not,
name.
nothing to do with Hellenistic.
My search should
Stuff.
be focused upon the name
Not quite
Las
sure how
Zarpas.
far we should be looking at, though.
My search should be focused upon the name Las Zarpas.
How far do we need to go? Unless I've missed it, which I doubt. No? Okay. What about the encyclopedias then? It must be there. There we go. Las Zarpas. The Las Zarpas barges are leaders in heavy goods transportation. The Las Zarpas label belongs to the Mexican consortium Caracal, who covers shipping, electricity services, and mining. Ah.
Here it is.
Electrical services. The plot thickens. Alright. So now we're able to deduce one more thing, which means, let's see, a flooded quarry, and a Mexican car. No, okay. It's got something to do with the Mexican Caracal have barges. Nothing to do with the Chileans. Let's try everything. There we go. Mexicans had recently utilized barges at the lake, probably to transport something very heavy. Ah, so that's how they got that going. Alright, there must be one more thing, I think, that joins it all up.
What should we do
It's a
next?
great question.
Holmes?
That's a fantastic question. One that I'm yet to figure out. Let's go over here. Documents. So, examine Doncaster railway station for suspicious details and clues. We still haven't done that. Okay. Guess we're still on our way. There must be something else that is over here that we can have a check up on. What's over here? Nothing really. That's not good. Yeah, we've already checked everything out, so can't really check that metal. Nothing else close to the beach. We've already been that way. Alright, so let's go travel. Not quite sure. I got to use a telegraph, so we'll go back to Doncaster station. And at Doncaster station there should be a telegram that we should be able to use Morse code with and all. And hopefully that'll lead us on the right path. go over here. Waiting hall, and come up over here into the actual offices of the guy.
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how much that'll tell us.
Betting slips for horse racing. The sums are quite impressive.
£2.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Okay, can we actually use that evidence? We can, and it's dialogue, so we'll go talk to that guy. Let's go use the telegram, though. Contact our brother.
I asked Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company. Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
Alright, there are two companies. The Barcases and the Caracal both wanted to purchase the WEA coal mines. The Mexican Caracal consortium had established an initial deal and had prepared all the papers. However, the Chilean group, aided by the influential connections, managed to snatch the concluding deal for the mines. Okay, so the Chileans won. Alright, so let's do that. No grudge. Okay. Still more things that we need to figure out, obviously. This is a really in-depth scene, though, or chapter. Lots of stuff to do. So now we've got to go back outside. If we can actually open the door. Okay, all the way over here and try to chat to this guy again about his vice of gambling on horses. I'm not quite sure what that's got to do with everything, but I'm sure it'll help us out.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay. So what's that told us? Not much, really. What we'll do, though, we'll check this up, and we'll go over here now. So examine Doncaster railway station for suspicious details and clues. We still need to figure something out there. And examine the side railway station branch. Yeah, it's Doncaster, isn't it? Pretty sure that is. Between Chesterfield and Evesham. Yeah, Doncaster. So there's still more things that we need to figure out. Let's go over into this warehouse. If we actually are able to, which doesn't seem like we are. What about the other side? No, it's all closed off. Which is unfortunate. Just make doubly sure that we're not able to go in through here. Yeah, no, there's no way. Okay.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
Well, you never know.
Watson, would you like some tea?
Sure looks rather nice. Okay. Let's get out over this way now. Must be some clues that we're missing, obviously. These bags, this like bin. No. Nothing over here. So where's this Mexican guy then? He always disappears, and he's like literally disappeared for good now. There's got to be something here that I'm missing. Let's go to the door. And that's back to the warehouse, so pretty much running around in circles at the moment. Is there like another extra door over here somewhere? Maybe check out the train services. Here we go. Lift luggage.
railway post bags.
Oh, I saw someone running. I guess that was Watson, though.
This post bag belongs to the station master.
More of this force majeure. Oh, Edward Zuff.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
Probably because of that gambling. Okay. I ask you to trust me this time. I shall soon have more than enough money to repay the house mortgage. It's only a matter of days. You may continue living in the house without me, since that is your wish. Please know that I still care about you and hope that you'll forgive me one day, despite all of the harm that I've caused in recent years. Alright, seems like that was definitely quite the vice. So, let's go with Doncaster Master received money. Right, and then we'll go. Suspicious Mexican? No. Okay, that two work. And past Doncaster, the train passed through Doncaster Station. The station master reported it. Train never passed through Doncaster Station. The station master lied and sent a false report. Perhaps he was bribed with the money he desperately needed. Yes, that is correct, Amondo. Okay. Still, I think there's one more thing that we need to find out. And that will be the smoking gun. The question just is, what exactly is that? I'm just going to confront this guy again.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
I doubt that greatly. So, examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station. Okay. Isn't that this one? Chesterfield and Evesham. That leads to the quarry. It's this one. So they want us to just keep on looking here. Examine the side railway branch that leads... Okay, what if I... Maybe I need to change some of the things around. Like, we can't really look at anything over here. Just nothing. I wonder where that Mexican guy ended up going. Just completely disappeared, literally. So that's enough luggage. We've already been through here. We'll go back to the waiting hall. If we can't find anything there, we'll go to the deductions. Can't look at this luggage. You would have thought that would have tipped us off about something.
A telegraph.
Okay. It's not working at all. So, let's go back to the deductions. And... no, this must be something else. That doesn't change anything. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Theft. The Chileans made the train vanish in order to steal the prototype from Mr. Robinson. Ah, there we go. And this is the big one. So, Chileans stole the prototype. The Chileans stole the prototype and sealed the train underneath the collapsed mines to hide their crime. Blind to justice, the Chileans stole Robinson's prototype for financial gain. Who knows what they might do next? Contact Lestrade and allow the police to perform their loud and swift justice, even at the risk of international conflict. Well, we are Britain, so I don't think there's going to be much conflict there. And a political game. A criminal organization such as this cannot be confronted directly. It requires a delicate approach. Give Mycroft the chance to resolve the conflict, even though it might be protracted and turned to his own advantage. Let's do some blind justice, because we aren't into politics after all. Confirm your moral choice? Confirmed. Let's see what's about to happen. I'm glad we figured it out, though. Obviously, you need to play around a little bit with the deductions that you make.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our other option is the local constabulary, and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. All the same, I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently, without any talk of politics.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
Okay, wow. 22 clues found. The Chileans stole the prototype and sealed the train underneath the collapsed mines to hide their crime. The decision was made to contact Lestrade and allow the police to perform their loud and swift justice, even at the risk of international conflict. So, let's go check. Oh wow, we only missed one clue. That's pretty good. And we got the conclusion right as well. Even though it doesn't really matter. But that's all good. So, let's accept that decision then. Yes. Personality ranking is just. Yes, we definitely aren't corrupt. There's no real benefit to being corrupt. But that is it for the second chapter. The third one, as you can see, is a bloodbath, but that will be for yet another time. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. We'll be back very shortly.